Hey, howdy, hey. Do you like animation? Anime? Then boy, do I have the club for you. Alright, so, meeting over. Who would like to sign up to bring the snacks for next week's meeting?
Eating ramen noodles in the hood with my niggas. I leave bitches wanna turn up cause I'm with my niggas. I'm an anime girl. Big tits on my bitches.
Anyways, welcome back to another episode of my weaponized ADHD. Today, we're going to talk about anime and animation. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the medium of anime and animation. It's not a genre. But see, a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people don't even really consider animation to be something for adults. But why? Why is that? Why do people consider animation something that's only for children? We could easily say Disney, DreamWorks, and all those other companies, but the real answer is a lot more nuanced than that. I honestly do believe that animation is far superior to live action. Now you're probably asking yourself, what? That doesn't make sense. Let me explain. Let's take a look at this scene from Persepolis, a film about a woman coming of age during the Iranian Revolution.
Mom, come on, you have to give me 50 Tillmans.
Calm down. What for, honey?
Golas told me some guys are selling cassettes on Gandhi Avenue.
And your Bee Gees tapes?
Mom, the Bee Gees are totally lame.
Stevie Wonder,
Julio Iglesias.
Pink Floyd. Jacob Maxon.
nail polish, lipstick, playing cards.
Iron Maiden.
Hey, how much do you want for it?
92 months.
50.
60.
50.
60.
50.
50.
Hey, you! What kind of a getup is that?
What's with the punk shoes, huh?
What punk shoes, ma'am?
Those punk shoes.
But they're sneakers.
This outfit, it's punk.
They're high tops. I'm on the basketball team at my school.
Then what's this on the back of your jacket?
And what's this I see? Michael Jackson?
The ultimate symbol of Western decadence.
No, that's not him. It's Malcolm X.
Nice try. That's Michael Jackson.
Lower your scarf, you slut.
That's it. Save your excuses for the committee.
I'm so sorry. I won't do it anymore. Please, ma'am. My mother's dead. My evil stepmother is extremely strict, and if I don't go home this second, she'll kill me, and she'll burn me with the iron, and force my father to put me in an orphanage. Please, I'm begging you, take pity on me. Take pity on me, I'm begging you. Please take pity on me.
If we look at how the character is enveloped by the color black, you know? A visual metaphor, visual motif, the way the nuns snake around her like serpents, showing that they're untrustworthy. And see, this is the power that animation has over live action. If you can think it, you can animate it, as well as creating its own unique visual style for every animation and animator. But unfortunately, we don't treat it like the medium that it really is. So let's take a look, you know? I got my do-rag on because my hair is still a mess, and I can tell you the history of animation, or at least how we got to this point where we are today, because the West has kind of let us down. Alright, so back in the day, cartoons were for everybody, usually marketed towards adults. Betty Boop is a great example of this, and animation was really fucking horny. That wasn't until the Hays Code came out. You don't know what the Hays Code is? Let me explain. There was this dude named William H. Hayes, and he made this really conservative and mildly racist code of what you could and couldn't do in movies. This forced a character like Betty Boop to be completely recontextualized for a children and family-friendly audience to fit into Hays Code. And then Disney decided to fuck up the game and drop Snow White. This further cemented the idea that animation was only something for kids. That fucking sucks. And it also was further cemented with each subsequent reissue of the film. And those are like theatrical reissues, by the way, because like home video wasn't a fucking thing yet. So, you know, you had to go to the theater to see that Snow White joint again. It wasn't until 1968 when the Hays Code was abolished. It didn't take but until a few years after that, in 1972, where one man named Ralph Bochke decided to fuck the game up. I'm sure some of y'all have heard of Ralph Bochke, but a lot of y'all haven't. He is the godfather of adult animation in the West, and I'd argue that with a lot of people going on to make things like Rocko's Modern Life, some people who even worked on SpongeBob, working directly under his tutelage, he's responsible for a lot of the changes in the Western animation industry, because up until him entering the game, everybody was really trying to play catch up and take a piece of Disney's bag. But what was his film that changed the game? Well, let me put you on this little film called Fritz the Cat. Fritz the Cat is a satire of, your early 20s socialite, smooth talking, jazz listening, weed smoking archetype. It actually was kind of poking fun at the original work it was adapting by Robert Crumb. Because, Robert Crumb was fucking horny. Like, Jesus Christ, man, like, chill out. And Ralph had a hot streak, dropping bop after bop, with my personal favorite being American Pop, as well as his blaxploitation flick Coonskin, which is a biting racial satire and critique. And while there were some other examples of adult animation at this time, they were mostly in the underground or from foreign markets, like Fantastic Planet, for example. And Ralph dropped some cultural... Did I just hit my mic? I'm sorry. Anyways, Ralph dropped some cultural, heat, right? He dropped Lord of the Rings, Fire and Ice. And for the most part, Ralph was really the only person in the game. There was occasional music video films like Pink Floyd's The Wall. And then the 90s happened and Simpsons Mania began. And everybody wanted a piece of that Simpsons pie. So we started seeing this formula of adult comedies, and that kind of really cemented it. But there was one film that could have changed the whole game for everybody. A little film called Cool World.
Cool World.
Cool World is an infamous flop. Mainly because them niggas in Hollywood love to meddle and mess with stuff. You see, Cool World was originally intended to be a hard, noir detective thriller type. But nah, the people in Hollywood were like, no, let's make it a horny Roger Rabbit. So with star power like Brad Pitt in it, it was bound for success until they decided to change it on the first day of production. So the film had to be completely reworked, even though all the animation was made, although all the set pieces were made, doesn't matter. So it bombed. After the bombing of Cool World, that sounds so aggressive, but after Cool World flopped, it kind of cemented this culture of anime being only for comedies, like adult comedies, like I said, The Simpsons, right? So everything just kept getting raunchier and raunchier. We had the South Parks, the Alan Gregorys, just a ton of clones of The Simpsons. Before this, the only way to watch anime, them cartoons from the West. Wait, we're the West, fuck. Those cartoons from the East? The only way to do this was through an underground culture called tape trading. And while Toonami fucked the game up in 1960 or 1996, when they brought over a lot of anime for the public, it was still seen as something for degenerates, Morgoths, those unworthy of contemporary society. But why is that? Well, anime was really doing some extreme stuff at the time. So the most extreme stuff that was coming out, your mother heard about it and she was like, disgusting. Disgusting! So it cemented that in the culture. As you can tell, anime broke the stigma, even though it started in a similar place. So let's look at how anime became for everyone. In Japan, Toei Animation had been fucking the game up with Panda and the Magic Serpent, but that was still for kids. And then Osamu Tezuka revolutionized the anime game when he dropped his legendary cartoon Astro Boy. Actually, it was a manga first. It was a manga, which is one of them Chinese comic books. It's one of those Japanese comic books. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of a manga. And anime only continued to grow from there. But it wasn't until 1974 with Space Battleship Yamato. I need to start putting some damn pronunciation keys in my notes. Anyway, Space Battle, some shit with the Y dropped, right? And that helped kind of bring anime into an age with more robust storytelling. Then a couple years later, in 1979, a little show you might have heard of, Mobile Suit Gundam, dropped. But here's the thing, it fucking flopped. It flopped. But it was saved because of them Gunpla toys. And it helped popularize the show like never before. So we started seeing a ton of Gundam clones and things trying to build off the success of Gundam. And that copycat helped pave the way for more real and mature animation. Then in 1984, a little team that would later grow into what is known as Studio Ghibli today dropped my favorite film from that company, Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, a more mature feature-length animated film that had themes of environmentalism, and being an adventurer, and just more mature themes in Nausicaa. Nausicaa is a very mature work, alright? And it was very mature for the time. Because of the success of Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, other animation companies and houses I can speak. So, these niggas dropped Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. People slowly began to see that there was money and success to be made in theatrical length animation. So we started seeing what would be known as the OVA, original video animation, and it was popularized by the invention of VHS, home video, baby. This allowed companies to make less serialized animation, which was aimed towards kids, and make more mature one-off stories. This is how we got stuff like Vampire Hunter D, the Galaxy 3-9 films, and then you had your doujins. You know, you can't forget your doujins now. You know, that's how we got the Wicked Cities. That's the only doujin I know, honestly. But there are a lot of cool OVAs out there because of this time period. But you see, in 1988, somebody gambled a little too hard. You know, they was rolling that dice a little too fucking much. They decided to take a big fucking risk, mate. And a little bomb dropped. It was called Akira, and it was a bomb, as it was the most expensive theatrical animated film at the time. But while it was successful in the United States, and it destroyed the animation industry on top of a crumbling economy, anime kind of started to stagnate during this era. But in 1995, that would all change when two very, very important works dropped. One being Ghost in the Shell, with the second being a little show you might have heard of.
Recognize me as me, but then what am I? Is this me? My true self? My fake self? What is it that I am?
You are you. There is little difference between how you interpret yourself and how the others interpret you.
It's called Neon Jellyfish Evangelion.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. I know y'all like to joke on it, you know, Neon Genesis existential crisis. I get it. But if it wasn't for Shinji having the breakdown in the robot, we wouldn't have a lot of the anime we have today, because it not only paved the way for more mature, serialized anime, it also helped revitalize the animated film industry in Japan. I'm sorry. You know, we wouldn't have a lot of films and anime that we have today if not for Neon Genesis helping to reinvigorate the idea of mature adult-themed animation. Stuff like Serial Experiments Lain, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, Perfect Blue, Revolutionary Girl Utena would not exist without Neon Jellyfish. So, let's give it the praise that it deserves. Let's not meme on it for 2 seconds, alright?
Congratulations! 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 Quack, quack. Congratulations! 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 Congratulations!
Where does that leave us today? Animation is in a very interesting point in the West because we've started importing anime a lot. But the thing is that anime still has a huge stigma to a lot of people. I tried to get my homie to watch Spider-Verse. This man looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Ain't that the shit for kids, nigga? That's the best Spider-Man movie it is." And you see, we are seeing a bit more risk taken. Hell, SpongeBob, Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life, a lot of children's cartoons had adult themes. You see, most animation in the West usually leans towards a more comedic post-Simpsons style. You know, your Family Guys, your Archers. Even though there are mature themes in this stuff, it's not as grounded as anime in the East, or animation in the East. There's always some jokes, you know? And even on Adult Swim, the pioneer of Western animation, we still see shows end up getting canceled for being a little bit too mature. Look at the last season of Moral Oral, for example. It also doesn't help that a lot of Western animation is super hard to find. Good luck finding Mission Hill streaming. But this is slowly starting to change. Hell, there were even attempts at trying to make big budget animated films. Now, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they dropped Beowulf. I don't know. Nobody needs to see CG Angelina Jolie titties. Like, I'm sorry. Don't. Never again. But with things like The Midnight Gospel, you know, which is essentially just people talking. It's an animated podcast. You know, you have season 2 of Bee and Puppy Cat coming soon. It definitely didn't leak, and I definitely haven't seen the whole thing. But that's essentially a slice of life show. And you do have more mature kind of middle ground animation for teens and adults, like The Universe of Steven and Time for Adventure. So we are seeing it, and people are taking notes. Look at Rocko's Modern Life Part 2, Static Cling. Definitely made for adults. So over time, this stigma is gonna loosen, which I'm glad for, because animation is for everybody. There's tons of wonderful animation out there. It's just a shame that a lot of it hasn't been well preserved, not only in the cultural canon, but just in general. That's why you see merch for, that's why you see a ton of He-Man merch and She-Ra merch, but good luck finding some Clone High merch. Good luck even watching Ugly Americans. That's really a shame that we haven't preserved animation very well, because there's so much wonderful animation. Even in the East, a lot of stuff never really got imported because they didn't see it as valuable. Hell, my favorite anime, Onisama E, has never been translated except for in like 2006. But since then, good luck seeing it in HD. But that's okay. Things are looking up. Things are brighter. We are seeing more older animation being brought over. Who knows? We might see a new adult animated film that's not indie like a Scanner Dark or just bullshit like Sausage Party. Because let's face it, that's not. I don't want to see a lopsided hot dog having sex with Michael Cera's. So, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I, for one, am grateful for all of you at home watching this. I'm grateful for wonderful animation like the new Animaniacs. That shit is so fire, that it's so heat. Like, you gotta watch it. Check it out if you have the time. Just make sure that you're grateful for what you have in your life. Make sure you show gratitude for those people around you. Fuck all that pilgrim shit. We don't fuck with the pilgrims. Fuck the pilgrims. Celebrate the natives here. Anyways, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me and learn a little bit about the history of animation and why there is a stigma that animation is still for children. Hope you have a nice Thanksgiving. Maybe like, comment, share with your friends, talk about animation in the comment section. I don't know. I want to go back to watching that new Animaniacs. Take it easy. Throw up the peace sign. This ain't no 2006.